The sun is shining. The grass is green. We had a sprinkle of water yesterday. Not very much, but enough to make us all feel like, we got rain. Welcome today. My name is Dr. Amy, president and co-founder at Animal Chiropractic Education Source, where we train veterinarians and chiropractors who are burned out. They feel that the promise they had when they were spending loads of money and going to professional school just didn't pan out. It didn't turn into what they thought it would be. They say they worked hard. I worked really hard. I worked too hard to be this burned out, to be working this many hours and not taking home money that seems reasonable. And we help them by training them in animal chiropractic. And not only that, we also give them a plan, a protocol that helps them to serve more patients, make more money, feel better about their work, feel more empowered, and to help their clients feel more empowered and certain that they're getting what they're getting. Let's face it, most people say, well, I don't go to the chiropractor because I don't have any back pain. Well, guys, let me tell you this. Your back itself is probably one of the least sensitive parts of your body. Like, I could probably stab you with a knife in your back and you would not feel it very strongly. But if I touch your face with a feather, boom, you know it happened. Because your face is like a solar panel for sensation. It's where everything comes in. I know I titled this supplements. I'll get there. But I want you to realize that if it's not about pain, we don't want to wait till there's pain to change something. We want to make sure that pain other places doesn't happen. And what's pain? Pain is a disruption of normal learned neural behavior. Any learned neural behavior. It can be a disruption of how you get up in the morning and brush your teeth. That can be painful if you have to change your routine. If you establish a routine to start with, then being out of that routine is painful and disturbing, can actually be dangerous because, you forget stuff. Because I'm not in that routine right now. I forget to do XYZ, whichever part of it was, because my normal system has been disrupted. You have maybe because you have family over, or maybe because you're remodeling the bathroom, or who knows. Whatever disrupts that normal system of yours has changed. And that can change your nervous system. It can change your hormone levels. So I know I labeled this supplements, and I want you to think about this. Anybody can create a supplement, put it out there on the market. Nutraceuticals, even like PayPal, doesn't like people selling nutritional supplements through PayPal. They, a long time ago, used to freeze people's accounts if they were selling nutritional supplements through their process. And so now I think a lot of people avoid PayPal if they can, because they don't want that hassle. They don't want the hassle of making sure that PayPal doesn't freeze their assets. That said, anybody can create a supplement as long as you go to the right company, make sure it's somebody you trust, make sure that they have quality ingredients, make sure that they test for standards. And most companies that do these things will do all those because they get checked. So we make a horse food. We make a horse food. We don't make it here ourselves. We don't mix all the ingredients here at the ranch. We have hired 2 companies who do that mixing for us because they are experts at it. They know what they're doing. We've given them instructions. Here's what we would like this to do, and this is what I want it to, the result to be on the other end. So when you go buy supplements, when you buy all these things that show up in your Instagram and TikTok feed that say it's going to make you stronger and beautiful and younger and smarter and all those things, just remember, anybody can make a supplement. We had a big conversation last night. A big group of people from all over the world got together in a Zoom meeting, and we had a conversation about how important it is that each of us do something that's in our wheelhouse, that's in our, zone of genius, to help other people in our community find more true things. So what's that got to do with supplements? My point is this. I wanted to talk to you guys about how when your mood changes, when how you're feeling about things changes, that can shift. So we talk about this a lot. I'm sorry, didn't really change topics in the middle of a sentence, but it's the same topic. We talk about this a lot. If you're frightened and I draw your blood right then, if you're nervous and scared, and I draw your blood right then, you know what? Your blood work is going to make you look diabetic. And then I'm going to get to treat you for diabetes. Now, if I'm using a supplement instead of a drug, then the other thing that can happen is you're not going to have a bunch of side effects. And supplements generally take time to build up in the system. So it's going to take you probably 2 weeks before your system kind of normalizes and accepts that vitamin or nutrient or whatever it is. With medications, they're oftentimes immediate. And so why is effective supplementation a good idea? You've heard me talk before. If you've heard me talk before, one of my favorite ways to measure metabolism is a thermometer. Take that morning temperature. What that morning temperature tells you is how well you are mobilizing, how well you are burning, and how well your chemistry is responding. Because if you're low, if your temperature is not normal, then your chemistry is not able to respond. You can't make an egg on a cold stove. So with that in mind, recognize that when you're buying supplements, if they aren't the right supplement, or if your body's not metabolizing the right way, or if you're in stress mode all the time, you will not mobilize that supplement the way that is advertised. How they advertise, I lost 40 pounds in 2 weeks. It's not going to happen, guys, because your system is not necessarily ideal for what they put in that supplement. Now, the supplement might be perfectly fine. It might be just exactly what everyone needs. But your environment has an effect on that. The environment in which we live changes, and I don't mean just the grass and the trees. What I mean is, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts? What's going into your head? How are you talking to yourself? There's several people that I've seen online that do a great job of having that conversation with people. So I think it's important that we spend some time every day recognizing how valuable we are. And this was part of our conversation last night in the prayer group. Yes, it was a prayer group. Was that our value, we don't want to be hiding our value. It's important that we don't hide our value. And I have this conversation with my students a lot. If you're valuable, recognize that, so that your value, now if you go buy some supplement online, none of them are cheap. because they make a promise. They say, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to help you do something easy. I'm going to help you make it look easy. If you have valuable skills like animal chiropractic training, you're going to make things are going to look really easy. Things are going to look like anybody could have done that. And that, my friends, is what we mean when it comes to looking at your value, taking good care of yourself. Take your temperature in the morning. See if you're burning hot and fast or low and slow. And that will let you know, is that supplement that I see online that's making these promises actually going to work? If you're a veterinarian or a chiropractor who has not added animal chiropractic to your practice yet, and you are burned out, overwhelmed, not making enough money, don't go buy a bunch of supplements to put on yourself. Learn how to do animal chiropractic so that you can reach more people in your community and more animals in your community. Find us today at animalchiropracticeducation.com.